Welcome to greencardguys.tv. You need to know this. Do not give up on your legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our cares team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. Y'all, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting, your immigration lawyer, helping you secure your legal status to live and work in America legally. Today, we have a big one. The topic is how to detect if an immigration attorney is bad. Now, I'm not saying necessarily to the extent that they could commit fraud, but we'll talk about a story that some of y'all know, especially immigration attorneys know, who are around the New York City area. And some of y'all may have been victims of this attorney. But before we get to that story, I do want to share with you a couple questions that can help you detect if could be, or even really the situation where you have an attorney, you paid for attorney service. Let's say it's immigration law. And with immigration, everyone knows you need to file immigration forms. So let's say you have prepared it to the extent you're like, oh, I gave the information to the attorney, the paralegal, the assistant, and you gave some evidence. The first clue, if attorney or law firm says, oh, yeah, we filed it. Well, think to yourself and ask yourself, did I sign the forms? Depending who you are, like if you're the petitioner, sponsor, or the beneficiary applicant, not every application is signed by both parties. But if you didn't sign any forms, then that's a red flag. Okay. And the second thing is, did you pay the immigration fees? If you didn't pay the law firm directly for the immigration fees, or you didn't like write a check or get a cashier check to pay the immigration fees or provide credit card information, that's a red flag. Okay. There's a number of other situations, especially if your case may be super helpful to have an affidavit or a declaration, a letter signed by you or someone else that needs to sign it. And maybe the attorney mentioned it, but that didn't actually happen. And they said, oh, they mailed the form and filed the forms for you, the package for you to USCIS. That's a red flag. Okay. You really need to consider the facts because, of course, you would likely have called the law firm, the office, and asked, well, can I get receipts? That's a trend topic, right? Get your receipts. But seriously, you need to ask for the tracking delivery. What we do here at Green Card Guys for our clients is that when the package is ready, we print out the mailing label, we copy and paste the tracking number, whether it's FedEx, USPS, which we default to FedEx now. We per email that to the client. Makes sense, right? Why not? You should know this information as a client. Now, let's say you have asked those questions and they did actually file it, or even you go further back in time in the strategy session. Some people call it consultation. Most people, I think, generally don't ask detailed questions. Here at Green Card Guys, we are proactive and want to tell you exactly how we're going to get that legal status for you and what's all involved with that. Okay, that's very important that you need to know that. So another red flag to share with you, if an attorney or law firm shares with you like, oh, no problem, we'll take care of it. Well, how? How can you do that? Because I've talked to like 5 other attorneys and they told me that it's not possible. So it's okay. Like maybe those other 5 attorneys were correct back then. Maybe it was several years ago, but now there's a new policy, there's a new law, new regulation that allows you to get status. But just ask, well, I'm just curious, like how is that possible? Can you show me? Can you tell me? Can you explain a little bit more? Not just like, it's no problem. Okay, so if you appreciate this information, this is a time, if you don't mind, really appreciate it. If you could subscribe down below. And of course, if you are interested in our services, you can go to the bio down below. There's a link, all right, the link, and click on it. It'll give you some options, okay? If you do want to have our services, verify we can help you because we don't accept every case, unfortunately. Wish we could help you all. Click on option number 1. Okay, you're going to speak with a client care specialist. It's a promotion right now for y'all. It only costs this much. Okay, it only costs that much to verify your legal stat or your ability to get legal status. Now, my client care specialists are not attorneys. We want to be upfront with that. Now, but if you do, and of course, your factual information is verified by one of our attorneys. Now, if you want to have your legal answer directly from attorney, makes sense because our client care specialist cannot answer legal questions. Okay, that's option number two, and we do charge a three-digit fee. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Here's the thing. I'm going to share a true story here. I'm going to share on the screen. This is a press release from actually last year. Today, it's January 2025, and this is from January 2024. It says a Bronx attorney charged with large-scale immigration fraud scheme. This comes out of the U.S. Attorney's Office from the Southern District of New York. Damian Williams. They announced back last year, 2024, that they've charged Kofi Amankwaa, sorry if I mispronounced the name, with carrying out a large-scale immigration fraud scheme. He pled guilty. Okay, let's go to this one right here. He pled guilty. Excuse the ads here. Let's see. Yep, pleads guilty to immigration fraud to order to pay over 30 million in restitution. My goodness. Okay. So what exactly did he do? Okay, well, it's one kind of immigration fraud, even though it was, it affected thousands of people. He faces a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. Look, I understand that us immigration attorneys want to help people, of course, but not to the extent to commit fraud. This is wild. So take a look. He's now 70 years old, and it's not just him. Apparently, it was his son, but I don't know what happened to his son. His son did get charged initially as well, but he preyed on people. Okay, and I'll show you the complaint here. But what he did, he clients paid between 3,000 and 6,000. That in general is normal. Okay, those kind of fees. It said ultimately some were even deported because of documents saying they were abused, conflicted with what they told immigration authorities. Okay, so you might be wondering, what do you mean, John? That they said that it's conflicted stories here. Well, here's the scheme. So if you hear about this is what I'm sharing with you. Because if you hear of the scheme, you might want to run away fast, okay? And go to a legitimate lawyer that's not going to commit fraud, that tells you straight to the point, like we do here at Green Card Guys. Okay, this is what Kofi and I guess his law firm did. His son, I don't know about his son if it pled guilty, so allegedly, okay? But I can't say for the father, senior, he did it because he pled guilty, okay? Let's put it that way. Okay, so he applied for I-360 based on abuse by adult child, son or daughter. Okay, did not provide any proof of that. Did not even provide a letter signed by the immigrant national, foreign national, and they filed for that along with the 765. I'm sorry. I'm not sure about the 765 for everyone. The 131 advanced parole, and these were for people who entered America illegally. Okay, because if you enter America legally, then you wouldn't have to do this. Okay, so he applied for that, and as soon as got the approval of the 131 advanced parole, that foreign national, he told the foreign national to leave America. Let's say go to Mexico for a couple of days, enjoy the vacation over there, and then come back to America and get that entry stamp. Okay, we've been talking about this advanced parole. A lot of y'all know about this in general, but do that. But that was based on abuse by the son or daughter, allegedly, right? Then they come and enter with that stamp, and then that law firm withdrew that I-360 and then had the same adult son or daughter file a petition in the I-45 signed by the foreign national with proof of that entry stamp. If you're wondering why, again, you're probably wondering like, well, why the entry stamp? Why is that necessary? Let me show you. Okay, this is why right here. I'm at the USCIS Policy Manual, Volume 7 for adjustment of status, specifically Chapter 2 eligibility requirements. You know, here at Green Card Guys, I always like to show you proof. I'll show you in the receipts, okay? So here, 245A, it says applicant must have been inspected and admitted into the United States or inspected, admitted, and paroled into the United States, okay? So that's why they do the advanced parole. Going back to the complaint I want to share with you, here's actually the sealed complaint that's been revealed. So you look down here, yeah, they charged senior and junior. This was back in, this is the complaint. So this is basically the allegations initially. And this is dating from at least September 2016 until at least 2023. My goodness, almost 10 years to commit immigration fraud. And then let's go down. Let me show some data here, okay? Because they definitely got it. So they just gave us a story, some facts here. It's very sad. I don't. It's very sad. I mean, attorneys do want to find a legal way, right? But this clearly is fraud. Like it's clear on his face. I mean, it's hard to say if some people, all the people knew. But if you did not know, okay, if you did not know you're in a situation, but you were victimized as part of the scheme by this attorney or any other attorney did something similar, you need to talk to another immigration attorney. You certainly need to because you could possibly apply for U visa. For the Spanish speakers out there, it's called U visa. So check that out. Okay. Let me share the complaint again. Let me share the chart that they have here. And it says here data obtained from database searches of his immigration filings. So USCIS portal, essentially, their database conducted. They did the search on January 3rd, 2024, I believe, right before they arrested him. From 2001 to 2016, they saw his track record, essentially, like only 17 I-360s in that time period. But then something happened in September 2016. He filed almost 4,000 I-360s, 4,000 until the present time, so until 2024. So what is that, about an 8-year span? And then filed over almost 5,500 I-131s for the travel document. Yeah, even the U.S. government doesn't know what to call it. It's not a travel petition; it's a travel document application, if anything. And then after that person traveled back into U.S., he filed nearly the same amount, 5,006 I-485 applications. And folks, that is for the adjustment of status. So it is guaranteed that the government put the facts together. They put the numbers together. The data helped their prosecution. Okay, let's put it that way. Now, of course, there's a lot of information here. If you want a copy of this document, we're happy to share it. We'll see if we can put it on the website. But it's very important that you know about U visa. Okay, so you can take action for your case. Again, you may not have been a victim of this specific attorney, but if some of us immigration attorneys in the bar in the network, have been a bit skeptical of others. Of course, I'm not going to dare name other names, but if you have a gut feeling that you are in this kind of situation, and you had no idea, first of all, call that law firm and ask for a copy of the package, anything they have on your file. And you can do that because you're a client. In fact, here at Green Card Guys, we share a copy on day one. We share a Dropbox link. Okay, we use a cloud folder. Okay, now I want to share with you on the screen here about what you could file for. Now, I say could because, of course, you do need to verify with immigration attorney one-on-one, all right, to verify your eligibility. Okay, so sharing the screen here, this is a page, USCIS policy manual or the USCIS page about U visa status. Now, in this video, I'm just going to share with you the qualifying criminal activities. Of course, you can click above, all right, for the more information about the U visa in general, the requirements. But here, there's a long list, okay? But it's actually could be longer. They don't say specifically fraud. The only one that says specifically fraud is fraud in foreign labor contracting, okay? However, it can be broad, okay? It says other related crimes. So you should file a police report because filing a police report will allow you to eventually get the U visa certification form signed by law enforcement personnel. By the way, your attorney cannot certify the form for you. Okay? Just a little red flag, just in case someone else promises something they shouldn't. All right, folks. Again, as I mentioned earlier, if you need legal representation, you're interested in our services, go ahead and go to the link down below in the description box on our profile. Click option number 1 after you click the link, and it'll take you an opportunity to have a pre-qualified session with a client care specialist. To be straightforward, they are not, or upfront, they are not attorneys, but I train them literally every day. They're probably tired of hearing me on my lessons, okay? Now, but if you do have a legal question that you want a legal answer, you do need to speak to one of our attorneys, and that is option number 2. That does come at a 3-digit fee. To speak to our client care specialist right now, at the time of this recording, is a promo of this amount, less than a cup of coffee at a particular coffee shop. Okay, so check that out. Now, if you're like, well, I'm not too sure, I don't know if I want to talk to you. Well, first of all, just check out our Google reviews. We have a physical office in Houston, Texas, so check it out. We're very fortunate to have over 350 plus 5-star reviews. Okay. Now, in the meantime, you can also go to our website and download free guides. You're welcome to do that to read more information. There's a lot of helpful, useful information, pretty much like an FAQ, consider common questions. All right. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate it. You all have a wonderful day.